You might have been enjoying places in the Poconos recently without realizing their new enhancements were supported by a grant program from the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau. The Community Impact Grant was founded in 2022 and at that time awarded nearly $300,000 among 24 community projects. And now that grant program is back. Local governments are invited to apply for funding for projects aimed at enhancing the quality of life in communities across the Poconos. The deadline to apply is March 3rd. You can find more information on poconomountains.com/grants. But in the meantime, we wanted to take a look back at some of the projects funded last year. Let's go check it out.
This is really my favorite showcase.
The Women Veterans Museum in Mount Pocono houses military artifacts dating back to 1934. Every uniform, backpack, book, and picture tells the story of local women who served.
When passion takes over, it takes very short amount of time. So it took 5 months for us to create the museum and put that display together and say no longer will women be invisible.
Museum CEO Claudette Williams, also known as retired Sergeant Major Claudette Williams, served tours overseas in places such as Kuwait and Afghanistan. Her reason for founding this place is personal.
Serving 30 years in the military, United States Army, and going places and showing your ID, and you get the question, where did your husband serve?
The PMVB Community Impact Grant provided $10,000 to fund new flagpoles and lighting, display cases, and this statue honoring fallen soldiers.
I mean, we were screaming, I should say, when we received the letter that said you have received the grant.
In another part of Monroe County, the Middle Smithfield Township Community and Cultural Center received $20,000 for 2 electronic signs, plus an interactive kiosk.
Middle Smithfield tends to be the gateway to the national park. We are the busiest entrance to the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. So we can certainly help visitors find their way to our local restaurants and stores that way.
Opened in 2021, the Community and Cultural Center is home to a library, exhibit space, and a community room, which hosts programs for all ages. The building also serves as a Red Cross certified emergency shelter.
Middle Smithfield Township is set up a bit differently than other boroughs and townships. It's not walkable. You cannot walk from one end to the other end of 209 in our 6-mile-long township. So we really needed a center, something to center the whole community around.
Over in Waymart, a new platform was purchased through grant funding, making this restored open-air gravity railcar accessible to visitors. In the 1800s, tourists would ride a passenger car like this one to the nearby Fairview Observatory, which boasted picnic areas and scenic views.
People came from all over, from Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and everything, to come and ride on this passenger car because it was the new technology of those days.
Before becoming an amusement, the Delaware and Hudson Gravity Railroad was created to transport anthracite coal between Carbondale and Honesdale. Coal was then transferred to the New York market by canal boat, fueling the Industrial Revolution. The last surviving D&H Gravity Railroad depot is now home to the Waymart Area Historical Society and Museum. The artifacts on display, plus this passenger car outside, help preserve history for generations to come.
I drive by probably 5 times a day, and there's always people climbing up here, getting on the car, just seeing how neat it is.
In another part of Wayne County, a mural project is set to liven up the skate park at Bingham Park in Hawley. Silhouettes of skateboarders photographed in the park will wrap around each ramp, becoming blank canvases for student artists.
When kids have a little bit of skin in the game, then they tend to be more respectful, will actually utilize the space more, because they'll feel invested in something that's within their community.
From paint to pavement, in Carbon County, the Jim Thorpe Memorial received parking upgrades, so visitors can easily pay their respects to the borough's Olympic namesake.
I think that it's well overdue. I mean, when I went there to visit Grandpa, I'd have to park in the dirt, and then sometimes I wasn't able to park in the dirt because there's so many daggone cars there. So it's a necessary thing, I believe, just to give people access to the mausoleum. There's so much information there about Grandpa and so much that people want to learn about him. And with that parking, I think it's going to make it a little easier and a little more accessible.
And in Pike County, 12 new trash cans line Milford's business district, replacing these outdated ones. A local architect created the custom cans. The tree, a fitting design since Milford is known as the birthplace of America's conservation movement. Its famous Gray Towers was home to the U.S. Forest Service's founder and first chief.
We are a community that relies on tourism, and if the streets aren't inviting, if there's trash on the sidewalks and things, it's just not an inviting place to stop.
The cans are durable, easy for crews to empty, and prevent people from dumping bags of household trash. They were made possible through a $14,000 grant, plus the generosity of local businesses, including the Dimmick Inn and Milford Hospitality Group.
And we really wanted something that could be aesthetically appealing as much as a garbage can be. And I think we accomplished that. It's a really beautiful design, and we're very happy with it.
New playground equipment at TLC Park in Pocono Township, empty space converted into a community hub at the Newfoundland Library, planters to hold the popular snowmen of Stroudsburg, beautification projects across several small towns, and so much more. The PMVB Community Impact Grant has left its mark throughout the Pocono Mountains for projects to be enjoyed by locals and visitors alike. With the Pocono Television Network, I'm Brianna Strunk. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Pocono Tourism YouTube channel and click the bell button below to be the first to watch new videos. You can also click the link on the screen to watch more episodes of Pocono Mountains Magazine.